Good morning. So today I'm going to demonstrate a color Pic-a-Pix, one of the picture logic puzzles from Conceptis. So I got a 25 by 25 puzzle. This is going to take a lot less time than a half hour. So if we look at the colors, instead of having numbers all in black, and so I have to have a space between them, one thing that makes this easier, so let's look at this in particular, this 13 in red. So I'm going to switch to red. I look up here and I realize that 13 has to go here. Because past here it starts with a black, I can't have a red here. This is one of the things that makes it easier. Okay, so I'm going to complete it using the vertical info. It's 2, 12, and I have to explain something. 13 and 5. So in some of these cases I put a dot indicating an empty square, and some cases I did not. So let's think that through a little bit. And that is because if I have, well, let's go along the bottom again. So the next one is a black. Well, there can be a black here. Because they're different colors, I don't need an empty space between them. So that's one of the things that can make the color ones a little more difficult, but not really, not for the same kind of complexity of design. Okay, so that has to go there. So you can see this is completing pretty rapidly. Okay, I'm going to switch back to the red. So the approach I often take here is similar to what I do with the regular black and white, and just go back and forth. If I do some vertical, this one's an easy one. So look, there's a 1. This has to be the peachy 3 in between, and then I have a 5. Okay, so let's put in that peachy. I got a 2, 3, and 2. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, doing pretty well. That's got to be that. And now I'm starting to get black. So I don't do just say a single color. I do basically what will complete first. Just a 5 and 5 and 5. And I'm not necessarily doing this in an optimal way. Okay, so this can go up to here. Oops, sorry. Okay. So in some of these cases, let's see, that's 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 2, 1, 1. Oh, that's a 1. And I have peachy 4 and peachy 4 going this way. Peachy. But notice again, I'm not necessarily, okay, so I have that 1. This is going to have to be 2. This is 4, 3. But you can see I kind of go back and forth. Okay.
So those 5 and that will complete this column. That column's complete. Let's see here. So that's a 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. And I do like to keep these updated so I don't get confused. 5. Okay, here's my 8. This is going to be a 10. 10. 10. Okay, so again.
I don't know the reds. Oh, but I do know. So this is black. And if there's black here, the first the reds can be is over here. Same here and here. So that makes it simpler. Actually, at this point, I want to switch to the green because I just noticed I only have these 3 vertically. That will give me that 3. That gives me 1 and 1. And this one has to be here. So sometimes when you have a color that shows up very little, it's actually easy to fill that in. As I said, I'm not doing this optimally. Optimally, I probably would have done that first. That's 3 and 1, so that gives that row. It's finished. There we go. Okay, so let's look at vertically. I'm going to go back to black. 4, 4, 5, 5. That's a 3. And notice I put empty spaces. There can't be anything there. And then because there's another black after this, I have to put an empty here. That gives me my 2. I have a 5. And my 7. Okay. 5 and 2. I've got my peachy. At this point, I'm actually kind of ready to start guessing. This looks like it must be a person wearing red, black hair. Maybe it's long, so that's probably supposed to be female. Maybe not. You never know. Okay, 4 and 4. Okay, so that gives me those, and those have to be filled in because I need a red. So you can see I do keep going back and forth just like I did with the blacks. There's my 3. That can't be filled in because that would be 3. I have a 2 and 2, so 2 and 2. So green and red, maybe this is a red flower. Though, I mean, to tell you the truth, making a guess what what the picture is doesn't necessarily help you fill in where things are supposed to be. It can sometimes. That's kind of outside of the logic to get that finished. So 4 can go to there. Okay, so let's see. That actually cannot be the peachy, so let's put in the peachy. Because we're assuming this is somebody's skin, I might expect certain patterns because of that, and I didn't finish these off. 4, 4, 5, 5. I've got a 2, a 3. Okay, oh right, now I've got brown, and I didn't even think of the brown. I don't have a lot of brown. I've got 2 here, 3 and 3. So where could that 2 be? No, it couldn't be here. It has to be here. So there's my 2. That makes life easy. And so I've got this. Oh, okay, that makes that easy. Okay, and that has a 1 after it. That makes that a 2. That's potentially the person's neck. And then I have these 3 browns. And it's got to be there and there. That's the vase in which the flower is. I've got all this black, so I wonder what all this black stuff is. I don't know yet. Okay, so there's going to be a 5 in here somewhere. Doop doop. Okay. Actually, at this point, I might be thinking, let's finish off the red because I have these contiguous sections of red, so I might actually be able to finish the red colors off now.
So that's my 4. Okay, so this is going to be a 7. So that's 6 and 6, so that's going to go to 1. Oh, 6. That's a 6, and that's a 7. Okay, 6. The 10's go to here. Boop, boop. 9 goes to here. Boop. Oops, 9, 9. And that's going to be 3. Boop, boop. So let's see here. We go vertically. That is my 8. Down to here. And let's see, there can't be a red there. So red down to here. So that gives me a 5, a 4. So this is 9. This red is finished, so the 6 has to go down to here. That's 1 and 2.
I am done with all the red. Now I've got the peachy stuff. That's there. So the thing is, I've got a bunch of 1s and 2s. This is not necessarily easy to do. I got a 7 here. It goes up to here. That I can do. I'm looking for large blocks. That's going to help me too. 2. That's going to be a 2. Sorry, go down to here. Let's start doing some of our vertical stuff here. So I got a 4. This is the problem with this is I wish I could lock down a row when I finished it so that I wouldn't make mistakes like that from a stray click. Conceptis, are you listening to me? I'm just kidding. She's playing a piano. So I know what the picture is, but again, I have to go through Finishing this sucker up. Let's see, so 2, 1 and 2, got my 3, 2 and 1, so there's the 3, 2, we're almost there. I just got my black left to go. So here's 2, boom, 3, and my last one. So if you remember that other 25 by 25, it took me 30 minutes to do. This one took me 18 minutes and 59 seconds. It would have been a little faster if I wasn't moving my mouth, and I also took a pause while Stuart was summoning the children. So I'll speed up places because this doesn't need to run 20 minutes long. And I hope you try out these puzzles for yourself. As I mentioned before, they have a free one every week. For me, it appears Friday morning, and I forget what time. So something to try out. I'll try some of the other puzzles, but these were the ones they started with, were these Pic-a-Pix, originally in the black and white because people were doing them with pencil on paper. But of course, once you go to digital, it's all opened up. It was a pain in the butt originally doing it on paper with color PDFs and using colored pencils, which is fine, but it's a lot easier doing these digitally. So, bye-bye.